Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming, where you can get your reviews and guides for your favorite console and mobile games. Now, in today's video, folks, we will be doing a review and first impressions for Anodyne. Anodyne is a game that will be releasing on the Nintendo Switch on February 28th, 2019. It is considered an action adventure published by and yes, folks, that is how you pronounce it, and developed by Anodyne Productions. Now, again, shout out to the good folks over at we had an opportunity to get an early copy of the game, in which we will be doing a review and first impressions and basically explaining what the game is about, and also give you some insight on the upcoming sequel that we'll be releasing on Steam. So anytime a game comes out and I see that a sequel has been released, that is something I definitely am very intrigued by, and it definitely makes me want to go back and check out the original game in this series, right? So pretty much you're harking back to 16-bit adventure, right? Anodyne pits you as Young against a weird world inside their own subconscious. Now, Young is your main character in the game. Now, you get to be immersed in a moody, dreamlike soundtrack while you explore a world full of natural, urban, and abstract environments, while you get to solve puzzles and defeat enemies with a broom. And yes, I did say a broom. You can never imagine that being a weapon, but it serves its purpose in this game, folks. Now, this is definitely inspired by old school 16-bit adventure classics, like Legend of Zelda, for an example, because I've seen people compare it to that. And you get to take part in a deep and wonderful journey exploring a large overworld with many quirky, challenging, and fun dungeons to find out what awaits you in Young's subconscious. A whole lot going on right there, right? But just to sum everything up, one of the biggest trends right now, and especially for the indie games coming out in the Nintendo eShop, are games that have this nostalgic look to it, right? We've seen Hollow Knight, you've seen Dead Cells, great games that have such an old school feel to it, and they have done amazing. So I went into that mindset already when I started playing Anodyne, and folks, the game didn't disappoint my expectations. I mean, when watching the trailer, I was already captivated by the incredible soundtrack, and that soundtrack is heavily present in the game. Now, when actually diving into the game, it flowed very smoothly. The controls were very easy to grasp, right? Didn't expect anything complicated for a 16-bit adventure. But the fact that I was playing it on the Switch, the movement of my character was very on point. Being able to move in and out of the dungeons with ease, no loading screens, it really felt like I was playing a non-stop adventure, right? And that was what's so cool about these games back in the days, is that you can literally just dive in and play non-stop. And what I did like as well is that when I did die, I was able to go right back to where I was, because the game has many checkpoints. They have spots on the map where you can just step over a panel, save the game, and that will be your respawn spot. And it's usually right close to a part where you might have died, or right before a boss. So I thought that was a really cool way to make this a seamless experience. Now, as far as the story itself, it seemed pretty interesting so far. Right, you start off as Young, and somehow you're traveling to different points in a portal, and you are a hero, but you don't understand why you are the hero, but you know that you have to complete that objective. So you go around different dungeons, you go around different terrains, meeting people. So it has kind of like an RPG aspect in that sense, and you obtain items that are called cards. These cards are important parts of your experience. It also shows what you have overcome in the game, and it makes you stronger. You also find keys which will allow you to access different parts of dungeons, and if you're unable to open up a certain point in a dungeon, most of the times it requires you to eliminate all the enemies on the screen that you're currently in. Not difficult at all. Again, you got a broom, you're just smacking them away, cleaning up some dust with your broom to create another path. And they have your puzzle aspect where you have to time the mechanics behind going between a laser beam. Now, the boss battles are pretty good as well. because they require a lot more rapid decisions. For example, like the first boss that I fought, he's, quickly bouncing up and down on the screen, but in a very sporadic way. So you got to move your character around, being able to dodge, quickly dodge again, and then eventually you'll find an opening to hit the character with your broom, and you just rinse and repeat, right? It's that style of game. But again, it's a lot of fun. So I actually really enjoyed the game, and I will be going back to it after this review is over, because I want to find out more about the world that Young is visiting and trying to figure out how he's going to save. Right, I want to explore more in Young's subconscious and see exactly what's going on. And again, folks, like I stated earlier in the video, Anodyne 2 is coming out on Steam. So I will be putting the details of that inside the comment section and also in my description. So if you guys are interested in pre-ordering Anodyne Part 2, you can definitely head over to Steam and get more details and information about that. So enough with all that, folks. I'm going to leave you with the rest of the gameplay so you can see how the first dungeon and boss battle was. Alright, so other than that, appreciate all the support, folks. If you enjoyed the content, then definitely slap that like button and hit the subscribe for more future reviews and guides. Alright, so peace out.